Hi, I'm Becky Lyons. Welcome to Jesus Speaks in the Book of Mormon and in Dreams. So today we are reading from Ether chapter 10. One king succeeds another. Some of the kings are righteous, others are wicked. When righteousness prevails, the people are blessed and prospered by the Lord. And it came to pass that Shez, who was a descendant of Heth, for Heth had perished by the famine, and all his household, save it were Shez. Wherefore Shez began to build up a broken people. Shez did remember the destruction of his fathers, and he did build up a righteous kingdom. For he remembered what the Lord had done in bringing Jared and his brother across the deep, and he did walk in the ways of the Lord, and he begat sons and daughters. And his eldest son, whose name was Shez, did rebel against him. Nevertheless, Shez was smitten by the hand of a robber, because of his exceedingly great riches, which brought peace again unto his father. His father did build up many cities and upon the face of the land, and the people began to spread over all the face of the land. And Shez did live to an exceedingly old age, and he did begat Lachish. Lachish died. Shez died, and then Lachish reigned in his father's Shez's stead. Lachish did not do, here we go again, secret combination time again. Ripclash did not do that which was right in the sight of the Lord, for he did have many wives and concubines, and did lay that upon men's shoulders which was grievous to be borne. He did tax them with the heavy taxes, and with the taxes he did build many great and spacious buildings. He did erect him an exceedingly beautiful throne, and he did build many prisons, and whoso would not be subject to paying taxes, he would cast them and throw them into prison. Whoso was not able to pay taxes, he did cast and throw into prison. And he did that cause that they should labor continually for their support, and whoso refused to labor, he did cause them to be put to death. Lovely. Wherefore he did obtain all his fine work, and his fine gold he did cause to be refined in prison, and did all manner of fine workmanship he did cause to be wrought in prison. So he forced them in prison to work for him to find gold. And then the people that refused to pay taxes, he put them to death. So lovely king we have here. So far, secret combinations haven't come into the picture, but they will. Since he's wicked, they will at some point or other. It came to pass, he did afflict the people with his whoredoms and abominations. Sounds a lot like King Noah, doesn't he? Verse 8. When he had reigned for the space of 42 years, the people did rise up in rebellion against him, and there began to be war again in the land, insomuch that Lachish was killed, and his descendants were driven out of the land. So the evil king was killed here. Then after the space of many years, Morianton, being a descendant of Lachish, gathered together in the army of outcasts, and he went forth and gave battle to the people, and he gained power over many cities. The war became exceedingly sore. It did last for the space of many years, and he did gain power over all the land, and established himself king over all the land. And after that he established himself king. He did ease the burdens of the people, by which he did gain favor in the eyes of the people. They did anoint him to be their king. He did do justice unto the people, but not unto himself, because of his many whoredoms. Wherefore he was cut off from the presence of the Lord. And it came to pass that Morianton built up many cities, and the people became exceedingly rich under his rule and reign, both in buildings, in gold and silver, and in raising grain, and flocks, and herds, and such things which had been restored unto them. Morianton did live to an exceedingly great age, and then he begat Kim. Kim did rule and reign in his stead of his father. He did reign for 8 years, and his father died. And it came to pass that Kim did not reign and rule in righteousness. Wherefore Kim was not favored of the Lord. And his brother did rise up in rebellion against him, by which he did bring him into captivity, and he did remain in captivity all of his days. And he begat sons and daughters in captivity, and in his old age he begat Levi, and he died. Levi did serve in captivity after the death of his father for the space of 42 years. He did make war against the king of the land, by which he did obtain unto himself the kingdom. And after he obtained unto himself the kingdom, he did that which was right in the sight of the Lord, and the people did prosper in the land. He did live to be a ripe, good old age, and he begat sons and daughters, and he also begat Coram, whom he anointed king in his stead. Coram did that which was good in the sight of the Lord all of his days, and he begat many sons and daughters. And after he had seen many days, as he did pass away, even like unto the rest of the earth, and Kish ruled and reigned in his stead. Kish passed away also, then Lib reigned in his stead. So Lib also did that which was good in the sight of the Lord. And in the days of Lib, the poisonous serpents were destroyed. Wherefore they did go into the land southward to hunt for food for the people of the land. And the land was covered with animals of the forest. And Lib also himself became a great hunter. They built a great city by the narrow neck of the land, by the place where the sea divides the land. They did preserve the land southward for a wilderness to get game. And the whole face of the land northward was covered with inhabitants. They were exceedingly industrious, and they did buy and sell and traffic one with another, that they might get gain. They did work in all manner of ore. They did make all gold, silver, iron, brass, and all manner of metals. They did dig it out of the earth. Wherefore they did cast up mighty heaps of earth to get ore of gold, and of silver, and of iron, and of copper. They did work all manner of fine work. They did have silks and fine twined linen, and they did work all manner of cloth. They did that they might work cloth themselves from their own nakedness. They did make all manner of tools to till the earth, but to plow and to sow, to reap, to hoe, and to thrash. They did make all manner of tools, which they did work with their beasts. And they did make all manner of weapons of war. They did work all manner of exceedingly curious workmanship. Never could be a people more blessed than were they. And they were more prospered by the hand of the Lord. They were in the land that was choice above all lands, for the Lord had spoken it. Lib did live many years, and begot sons and daughters. He also begat Harthom. That's weird. Harthom. Harthom ruled and reigned in the stead of his father. And when Harthom had reigned 24 years, behold, the kingdom was taken away from Harthom. And he served many years in captivity, yea, all the remainder of his days. He begat Heth. Heth lived in captivity all of his days. And Heth begat Aaron, and Aaron dwelt in captivity all his days. He begat Amnigaddah, and Amnigaddah also dwelt in captivity all his days. He begat Coriantum, and Coriantum dwelt in captivity all his days. Then he begat Com. Com drew away half of the kingdom, and ruled and reigned over the half of the kingdom 42 years. And then he went to battle against King Amgid. They fought the space of many years. During the time Com gained power over Amgid, and obtained power over the remainder of his kingdom. And in the days of Com, there began to be robbers in the land. They adopted, there we go. I knew it would happen before the end of the chapter. Here we go, secret combinations, secret Gadianton robbers in the land. There began to be, it doesn't say Gadianton, but that's what they're talking about. There began to be Gadianton robbers of secret combinations of the devil in the land. They adopted the old plans of the devil, and administered the devil's oaths after the manner of the ancients, and sought again to destroy the kingdom through secret combinations. Now Com did fight against them much, nevertheless he did not prevail against them. So that chapter was basically like a genealogy of the kings, like succeeding, like all the genealogy of all the kings, and whether they were righteous, whether they were evil. And then in the very end of the chapter, we see that the secret combinations started up again. So that's what the chapter heading said. One king succeeds another. Some of the kings are righteous, some are wicked. When righteousness prevails, the people are blessed and prospered. So what can we learn from all this as we make application? Well, we can learn to keep the commandments, to follow Jesus Christ, to love, obey, and serve him, and to let go of our pride and sin cycle, and choose to ask Jesus Christ to help us when we're overcoming pride, or when we're overcoming sin, and choose to be humble and meek before God, and choose to just remove pride, because pride always comes before the fall. We can see that throughout the Book of Mormon and throughout the Bible. What pride always starts into sin, and then sin and pride turns into secret combinations of the devil, and then before you know it, the whole society, just like the Daredites, are going to be killed and destroyed by secret combinations of the devil. So anyway, hopefully the next chapter will be better. Well, the rest of the chapters of Ether won't be, because it's all about secret combinations, except for Ether 12. I know that one's about faith. That's a really good one. So anyway, we'll talk to you tomorrow.